Year, it's kind of magical. It's always a fun time to start. Some years a little bit more fun than others, but it's certainly good to get back with the players on a daily basis, get a feel for their energy and just kind of where they're at. And, it's fun to see them, playing football again, and all the work that they do. I was talking to our guys about every phase being really important. And now this is when the football, things start translating to what they're doing football-wise. So. It's fun to watch them make some progress, and it's also good just to see them working together. And that's what.
Sure. Well, you are always trying to make things as simple as possible. It's a game that's about speed, right? And it could be physical speed. That's part I think everyone understands. But there's a processing speed. So if you're thinking about playing football, the offense, our job is to move the football. Defense, their job is to stop us. We have the benefit, right, of setting the tempo. They have to react to it. So what you're always trying to do offensively is close that loop, play faster than the defense can play. And if it's not simple, you can't do that, right? We're thinking, we're wasting time, we're missing things by a fraction of a second, which is monumental, right? So you're trying to simplify things to process them. Part of that's always going to come from experience and seeing things over and over again. But depending on where you're at in the course of the year, always trying to make it as simple as possible. Absolutely.
I don't limit what someone can do to each individual. The expectation is that every running back in my room can split out if they need to, can get in the backfield if they need to. I just want versatile players, and I think we have that in our room. So we try to give those guys the best opportunity to really help the offense be successful.
As a young group, don't have a ton of experience. The guys that have the most experience, Nico Reganey, obviously being a fifth-year senior. Then you have Arlen Bruce and Keagan Johnson, who were true freshmen straight out of high school last year, and they showed flashes at times. Then after that, it's a lot of question marks, which, to be honest with you, I like for a lot of reasons. A lot of guys in the room hungry and eager to learn. A lot of guys ready to get coached and learn the way of the system. And really, it comes down to doing whatever we can do to contribute to the success of Iowa football, whether it be through offensive play. The obvious is catching footballs, running with the ball, but also blocking. That's a big part of our offense is being having an effective run game. But then outside of the box, thinking outside the box, things like contributing on special teams, which has not been a big thing for receivers up to this point, in my opinion. So getting that across to young men that any way you contribute, whether it be through all those things I just listed or something else, whether it's just being a good teammate. All right, that's been the mantra this offseason for our guys, and they've done a good job of that this training camp.
It's these the kids' ability to come out every day with an energy to them, and just the way they're working, the physicality they're playing with right now. They're going to make mistakes, but man, they're doing it full speed, and the meetings have been great. And they're just thinking in that Iowa camp development phase, and it's been enjoyable.
The word elite, I don't know if we're quite there yet, but it is. The guys that are out in front are really doing a good job, not only leading that linebacker room, but also leading their defense. So you really don't have a place to hide in that linebacker room. Those older guys they've all got their own unique leadership qualities, but they're doing a great job of mentoring the younger guys. What you don't get to see is you don't get to see the everyday around here. So you don't get to see a Jess Jacobs, taking a Kyler Fisher and pulling him aside, talking to him about the route that he just saw, or Jack Campbell meeting with Jay Higgins, in the linebacker room for an hour after one of the meetings. That's going on. That speaks to the culture of this team and the program. But, that is what is, advancing those younger guys. That, and then they got a lot of snaps last spring because the other three were out. So, I think we're fortunate on a lot of different levels. We're fortunate that we've got the three right now that are out in front, but the other guys are pushing those guys as well.
I have to give credit to the older guys and the way, they're very unselfish, and they're really helping those young guys come along. You take guys that haven't started games like Lucas Van Ness hasn't started a game. Deontay Craig hasn't started a game. Ethan Hurkett's coming off an injury, hasn't started a game. But, the way that they've been performing and the way that they've soaked up the knowledge from the older guys, the John Wagners, the Noah Shannons, the Joe Evans, the way they've soaked up knowledge from those guys, it gives me confidence to put them on the field because they understand how it needs to be done. and more importantly, they're starting to figure out why we play the way we play. And I feel really good about them from a standpoint of at any point in time, I don't feel any hesitation about putting those guys on the field.
Particularly some older guys that are really leading the way, and then some younger guys that are pushing quite a bit. And from a specialist standpoint, I think we kind of know where we're at with the punter, and the kicking competition is still wide open in both kickoffs and field goals. Got a little bit of taste of that today, and then return game. I think we've got a good start going so far, building a little pool of candidates.